Oh, hmm.
Yeah, he's with me for 2 months.
Oh, there you go.
We got him a place in Mission
Oh, okay.
for over $1 million
Okay. Yeah. Unbelievable. Hey, who would have thought?
on a
Mission.
busy street.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just went,
We've got clients right now that they moved here about a year and a half ago from Ontario, a quiet town or a small town in Ontario, and they're thinking about upgrading out of what they initially bought, which was kind of the plan anyways. And he goes, I don't know if I should buy this. Do you think things will go up? Like, oh, yes, things will go up. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
yeah, unfortunately, things are going up.
Yeah, well, they have historically, Lower Mainland has always gone up. You know, it's just the way it is.
It's
It is,
scary.
isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, there it is. Numbers continue to go up and we all kind of shake our head and go,
Who would have thought, right? I don't think you can buy a detached home for under $1 million. I don't think so.
They're listed under $1 million.
Just you
doesn't mean
can't
that-
buy them for under $1 million.
Yeah, I know.
Anywhere. Almost to Chilliwack too. Well, there is stuff out in Chilliwack, but you don't want to live there, right? You know.
a bloody long way from everything unless you want to truly live in Chilliwack, right?
Right.
Yeah, I
And then,
agree.
and then you get the clients that go, well, it's not that far of a commute from Chilliwack back to my work in Surrey. And you're like, oh, okay, you did it on a Sunday, you know, or Wednesday midday. Yeah, sure. Try it at 8 a.m. or be at work at 8 a.m. Yeah.
The plan is you better have a nice car because you're just going to live in it about a third of your life, right? So
That's right.
Yeah, but if the interest rates go up, does that mean that prices might go a bit down?
Mm,
You know?
I doubt it.
I doubt it too, but that's the reality of what the rising interest rate is supposed to do. It's supposed to curb the strength in the marketplace, right? And when you have it though, and in history, our numbers have never dropped or never dropped much. They've flattened out. And then there were sellers that effectively took offers that were less, but it was a really small piece of the market, right? So
It only affects those people that are at the bottom of the market or that are broke, right? That, you know, shouldn't have bought that in the first place.
yeah, that really need this old side, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's interesting though. Yeah, I sold a condo to a friend of mine or a client of mine. She's a friend as well in Olympic Village 3 years ago, and she paid $510 for it. And so she phoned me last night. She says, "I'm moving in with a boyfriend." I said, "Oh, good for you. That's awesome." She says, "I got to sell my condo." I says, "Perfect." And she says, "Do you think I can get 900 grand for it?" And I went, "Geez, I have no idea." Kind of do at the comparables and you go, holy crap, they're selling for like 920 in the building.
Unbelievable.
So in 3 years, she'll be 400K up. That's
Wow.
That's tax-free money, right? Still.
100%. Yeah. she's moved. She lived there for the whole time. So yeah, pretty
I don't
interesting.
know. Is the boyfriend, like in 3 years from now, is the boyfriend worth $500,000?
I don't know. She's moving into his house in West Van.
Oh, well, okay. She should have an interest in it, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. So I don't know. It sounds like I don't know if it's a move forward, but could be. Could be.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
they're both not kids, right? I mean, he's retired, she's about to retire, so why not?
Okay.
Why not, right? Anyway, kind of interesting though that you get that stuff. And then the other side, I don't know, this marketplace brings out my old clients for some reason. I got another one who's selling his mother's mobile in Abbotsford, but it's on a lot.
Okay.
And it's not like a real lot, like a 6,000 square foot lot. And it's zoned zoned mobile, and you can't put anything else on it.
Oh,
Yeah. Problem is the mother died 7 years ago and has never touched it. There is a tree growing out the living room window.
holy crap.
So he says,
Sounds
"Oh,
like a McConnell special to me. Is there such a thing as a two-story mobile?
Yeah, and the mobile is, oh, his words were, don't go in it. Says it's full of rats and mold. I went, no problem. No problem. Anyway, but they've had
All the
squatters
big
living in
wigs,
it.
look at that, eh?
Yeah, kind of bizarre, eh?
Isn't there, like, because it's an estate, isn't there capital gain after 7 years? There should be.
Probably is.
Yeah.
The assessed value when she passed was 106 grand or something. And now it's like 490 or something. So yeah, they're gonna pay capital. So whatever.
The tax man will take their portion and that'll be it. So what?
Well, yeah, I mean, it didn't go through probate for other reasons. Basically, him and his sisters were all fighting. So so he did the right thing. He just left it. Sisters all live in the States. He's the only one here. He says, if they want to come and fix it, let them come. They never do. Anyway, that's kind of entertaining all by itself. At least I think so. Anyway, good morning, everyone. It's bright and early at Remax 2000 here. I'm sitting in our fabulous boardroom. I don't know if you can see the picture, so I should fix it. Checking out the neighborhood, the sun's shining, and I see a bunch of shining faces this morning. I see our illustrious managing brokers here, Mr. Pollock. Good morning, sir.
What's the common theme of that whole top line? What's the common theme? Come on, McConnell, fill me in.
Theme?
Glasses, 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 glasses. Why is that? Why is that? I ask myself.
Why? Because you didn't put yours on yet? Come on.
I don't need them for. I need them for distance, not up close.
Yeah. Well, and then you get to the part where I can't hear. So, I got the glasses that, magnifying my sight, and the hearing aid in my ear making me so I can actually hear what the world goes around. So my life's good. Yeah, I'm just pretty much falling apart. But,
Yeah, every time I call my mother, I have to remind her to turn down the TV so she can actually hear me, because I hear the TV in the background on volume 427.
yes, I have a mutual mother just like that.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for her neighbors. Like, holy crap. But she lives in one of those places that I'm pretty sure the neighbor's TV is just as loud.
All right.
Anyway, it's all good. Nice to have you all out this morning. And I see Mr. Cowie made it back. We watched some pictures of your challenges and also your conquests and sharing of your time. Look pretty amazing. So good for you. Awesome. Anyway, I'll steal the screen here for a second. Maybe try to anyway. Let's see if this is going to work for me. Maybe. Holy, just a minute. They try to do this on one screen. It's somewhat different. No, that's not it. All right, we'll get this done yet. Yeah, maybe I can't do this. Hold on. Wow. Oh, well, nothing like making that work. Anyway, try again. Now I can make it work. Maybe. All right. Now I got it. Anyway, I put together a few interesting pieces, hopefully for you. I hope you guys can all see that. Be intentional. That was my message for Monday there. I'll share it with you and tell you, don't do anything, so to speak, half-assed. Bow in, do it, make it worthwhile. Be intentional. Again, I quite liked it. Office staff for the week. Looks like our listing count continues to slide. We're down from 69 to 61. The nice thing is the sold number stays up there. So apparently we're not doing the listings, but we're certainly having the success on the sales. So 49 listings is still a great number in 2 weeks. That's well over 100 a month, 150 a month by time, or 130 a month is what we're at right now. So numbers are good. I just want to talk about the Booge program. Again, those of you who might be interested in using it, I strongly recommend you to give it a shot. It does go live tomorrow. The thing with it is they're going to give everybody a new website and they're going to start their lead generation. So Lead Street will be gone in a month and it will be replaced with Booge. So if you're not set up on Booge, you won't get any leads from it. So please take a few minutes, set it up. There's 4 really nice webinars online that you can listen to or watch. I'll share the links to them, as well as there's some webinar training programs that are also going to start so that you can actually go on a Zoom meeting and play the game with people. So anyway, the whole thing does start tomorrow, which is something they've been promising for a while, not just yesterday. Fraser Valley Board sent me a little note to remind you all that you got a nice email from them earlier in the week asking you to fill out their member survey. We're all a member of that board. If you want to know and have some control on how they spend your membership dues, fill out the survey. It's a good one, and I'll send a link up to that in my email today as well. Then, of course, there's the less than happy version of our business. BCREA just sent out a nice letter, conflicts of interest, sound judgment required. They're just, this Chris Johnson is a lawyer with, or was a lawyer with E&O, now works for BCREA. But what he did is he's just reminding all of you that, the real estate, BCFSA, I'll get it right yet, are not playing the game without some serious consequences. So he wrote this nice article reminding people that, if you do have conflict, it's really expensive. And he gave 3 examples. First one was acting in conflict. This was a simple one where one of the realtors represented one party and did not represent the other. In other words, they came unrepresented. But it was later proven that there was a serious relationship between them. So they were acting in conflict. And if you look at the disciplinary action, it cost them $23,250 for a penalty and $51,000 for expenses. And they got suspended for 5 years. So they're not taking this lightly.
I'd like to know what that is enhanced supervision is if he gets relicensed. What does that mean? Enhanced supervision. That means you got to follow him for 2 years, Scotty.
Yeah, I'm thinking one of us will be putting a pen to everything. Anyway, then there was another one here where you're putting your consumers at risk. This one related to not doing proper homework, not doing your due diligence for their clients. And it was proven that there was obviously a lack of professionalism in the program. And you can see in this particular case, the enforcement penalty was $45,000, and the expenses for it was $50,000 and a year suspension. So $95,000, and you get a 1-year vacation. So that's significant.
That's a kick in the pants.
And then this other one, the last one here, which he summarized, was where a realtor was acting on behalf of themselves. In other words, they had a financial interest in the property they listed and subsequently did not disclose that. And we're talking about that disclosure of interest in trade. And obviously in this particular market, I guess it's a very rising market, but it kind of relates to that shadow flipping to some degree. Anyway, they didn't take this one very lightly as well. Cost this person $150,000 and a year's suspension. So the gist of it is I know none of you break the rules on purpose, but it's expensive. So I suggest when you do see these, the conclusion is you can and should review these decisions and come to your own conclusions. In other words, you should be aware of what's being done and what shouldn't be done, because ultimately Gary and I don't have a lot of ability to save you these days. So yeah, it is what it is. Right, Gary?
Man, well, I'd like to know the details on that disclosure situation. I'll read that. That'd be
sure. Yeah, I will share the link to the whole article that Chris wrote. It's about 5 pages long. I didn't really want to.
All right.
I just picked out the interesting bits, how much it costs. So,
oh yeah, that's interesting. $150K. Holy moly.
So anyway, I'll share that link with everybody. So please do read it, because ultimately, again, if you get brought in front of the real estate council or BCFSA, they're ruthless. They just don't care. So anyway, moving forward here, I did attend a couple of things and a couple of recent sessions, which is kind of nice because it is interesting to go again and sit in a room where there's actually people. Felt unusual to start with, but one of the topic was that not enough realtors have reviews. So I kind of took that to heart, and I went looking through our office and trying to figure out who has a reviews page. And, you know, I hate to say this, guys, not many of you. So what I want to know, or what I wanted you to think about is that when you go and buy anything nowadays, do you Google it? Do you look for a review? I think you do. If your clients go online and try to find you and look for a review and you don't exist, I think that's a serious problem. So I'm going to share some ideas that they came up with. And anyway, yeah, I said, when you're looking for almost anything, do you look online? Do you look for reviews? Well, the answer is obviously yes, because I certainly do. You know, if it's not on my computer, it's certainly on my phone. You know, everybody searches right away. So as far as realtors go, I tried to pick up, these are the ones, or 4 of the 5 that they said is most used to find or rank your realtor. These ones here are all available to you. The top 3 come with a cost, and the bottom left one is actually a freebie. So what I'm suggesting to you is you go on every one of these and create at least a page and claim your name. The other challenge, the other important part of that is if somebody goes on and gives you a less than happy rating, at least still you'll know about it. If you don't claim the page, it'll just sit there and everyone will read it and you won't know about it. So I did find a couple, and you know, that have actually gone out and done a little bit of creating a page and a login. Here's Debbie Andrews' version of it. She went to and used Rank My Agent. Appears that she's got 35 reviews, so good for her. So she's playing the game. I did find Rupinder Rai. He's got himself on Rank My Agent. He's also this one here is also a freebie unless you want to put advertising on it. So that particular one that Rupinder put on there, that is a no cost one. So also a good one. Then we looked up for my friend, Mr. Robbie Johal, and he's got something on Yelp. So again, he's one of those ones that this doesn't cost you any money, but if you don't have something, or if somebody creates a review for you on Yelp and you don't have a page, they will just rank you and you'll not know about it, good or bad. So create a page. It's not very difficult. But the one that this particular speaker talked about was this one, and Google Business is probably the one that is most used by the general public, and it is also a freebie. So if you go on to my Google Business, as long as you have a Gmail account, which I'm sure most of you do, and if you don't, get one, create a business page. The business page is not difficult, but when you do go to the search, if you go to search my realtor or best realtor in Surrey, Google Business pages show up at the very top. So, and please consider that one as a possibility in your world. The nice thing about Google Business is it's a free tool. It gives you the opportunity to highlight your services and the areas you're working in. They said that you should add area links, which is like schools, and libraries, and pools. That increases your views by 500%. The other thing that they said was it should have a lot of images, and images, you know, can be houses you sold, you know, for sale signs, scenery, pick it. It doesn't really matter what the pictures are, but again, everything you add to the site will bring you higher up on the search engine. You also have the ability to add an appointment link, and an appointment link is just a button, you know, how to contact your realtor. Behind that link, you could put a phone number, you can put an email address, you can put a text number, all of your choosing. It's just another way for people to get to you easier. Events, people who are doing a lot of this are actually putting open houses on it, new listings. It's just the more you add to it, the more likelihood that somebody will see it. Another very important part is to make sure you put the company name and address. Again, lots of people will search by Remax or Surrey Realtor, or in this case, something at Guildford or at Fleetwood or something like that. The address is important. And the achievements is also one. Those of you who are medallion members or 100% clubs, all that. And then ultimately, the most important part is you should be telling people to leave you a review. And good or bad, make sure you get some. The number is more than 25. So your goal should be to have 25 or more reviews, good or bad. Somebody who has a complete 5-star rating actually loses credibility. So if you're going to get some, and if you get ones that are less than perfect, no problem. And you should just take that as a way to get to the end. The last thing about reviews is you should reply to everyone. Every single review you get, you should reply. Even if it's just thank you for your time, it's important to do that. If it's a less than stellar review, offering the ability to meet and deal with people's challenges, but it needs to be done quick, and every single review needs a reply. So, anyway, I thought it was interesting stuff. I thought being aware that it's important that you have one. This is what our office one looks like. I have not fixed it according to some of the ideas they gave me, but I'll share you a list of things that you might want to consider when you create your own Google business page. Like when you put the address in, it shows up on the map. In our office right now, there are 4 business Google pages. So this one and 3 realtors there. So the other nice part about it is it does give you the ability to add a lot of your things on the left. Like again, I haven't fixed our office one, but I will. It's just something that you should have because people are going to look for it. So, oops, that's not the one. Oops, I missed that one. Anyway, so to help you out, there is a link here, or a very simple 3-page, I guess, how to create a Google business page. I will share that with you today. Take a few minutes, create it. The more you put in it, the better. Again, I'm just trying to help people find your clients. So that's my bit for a review page. A couple housekeeping things. I want to make sure that everyone continues to review their listings. We do post them for you, and in this particular case, we do have one that was posted incorrectly, and ultimately that was your information. You need to go and have a look at your listings once they get posted. There was a commission error out on the listing. Got printed at the cooperating commission got printed as 3.22 1.5, and it's a kind of a very expensive faux pas a little bit. So this particular buyer's agent's going to get about $950 more than pretty much what the intention was, just because somebody didn't take a minute and have a look at it. So every listing you post, please walk through it. Name, address, commission, those are the very least you got to look at. So keep that in mind. The other thing is, we have I've got a conflict, or we've had a conflict with sending a referral. Again, referrals are fantastic going either way. It's very nice to receive one, and it's very nice to send one out, especially when you get that found money check. But when you do send referrals out, make sure they're documented. We do have one again where if somebody sent a referral to another company, not even a Remax office, and the referral is currently being denied. I don't know how that can be, and we're working on resolving that, but the other broker said, oh, no, I never agreed to pay you a referral. And it's not very good. So anyway, what I'm asking you and reminding you is if you're going to send referrals out there, document them, make sure they're acknowledged. Keep every piece of information you can, because ultimately it's very difficult to support you when all you've got is, oh, I called them. Not really easy. So anyway, send those referrals, but make sure that they are followed up with paperwork. If you do go to remax.net, they have a really nice referral form, whether it's Remax or not. It's something certainly that you can make yourself something better, something more concrete. Anyway, that's my bit. Kind of move on from there. We're toughing that out a little bit. Anyway, let's I'm going to Mr. Pollock. Maybe I'll give you a moment. You can tell me what your world looks like. Tell me how many deals have you seen and how beautifully are they written?
Well, same thing you said, Scotty. We've got to be a little more detail oriented in our paperwork, because we're making simple errors that shouldn't occur, and we should be double checking that. Again, that's the important part of the contract. I'm seeing wrong subject renewal dates. I'm seeing wrong dates within contract. I'm seeing situations as far as the wrong initials in the wrong spot. Those minor errors, they're nothing serious, but it's situations that we have to be a little more diligent to take care of.
Agreed. Those small challenges, really make it very difficult to fix after the fact. So,
exactly, especially in this market. Man alive, we don't want to give the opportunity of losing a situation or having a situation go sideways on us, and our clients not getting the end result they need.
Agreed. Especially when the market's really tight, if there's an opportunity for one of the parties to get out of a contract, that's what they're going to try and do. So, as far as the contractual challenges right now, I just want to talk about when you're adding or removing a buyer. We in history have always done it with an addendum, but in true fact, that is not the right way to do it. So I've found at least one particular development in Langley, actually, who they wanted to remove a buyer and add another one. They would not accept an addendum that did that. Anyway, the particular realtor and buyers were very happy about it. Let me share with you, that is the case. Doing it with an addendum is actually not consistent with contract law, and that in the right proper way to do it is create an assignment contract between the parties, whatever party you're removing or whatever party you're adding. So we've always done it with an addendum, but doing it that way and not anticipating that it's incorrect is something you better be aware of. I'm not telling you need to do a assignment agreement, at least not right now, but you better understand that it is not proper contract law to take an addendum and remove one buyer and add another or some variation thereof. So if in this, I think it's going to become more prevalent. Anyway, that's what I'm trying to say, is because again, people are very much more dotting the I's and crossing the T's. And I'm sure if you ask our lawyer, which he's not here today, his advice would be to be very aware of what the parties want. So, anyway, so that's a piece that you want to be aware of.
Let's expand on that though, Scott. The challenge with doing an assignment contract, because we've talked about this before, is agency. Because now you're writing the assignment contract for the person you're adding, and you're representing them, but you're also representing, because you're adding them to the existing contract, you're representing the current buyer also.
Correct. Yeah.
So now dual agency comes into play. How do we get around that?
Well, I'm not disagreeing. There's a sense there that it doesn't play good. The way we did this one yesterday is we gave the buyer and the assignor, the person who wanted out, and the person who was buying in, we gave no representation to either of them. And we wrote right on there, we put a clause in there acknowledging the fact that they were just removing themselves from that the one person was removing himself from the contract and adding the other in their place. I'm not sure if that's going to, protect everybody as far as agency goes, but it's probably something Gary and I have to maybe have a bit more.
Well, we have to, because again, doing it that way, Scott, and giving him unrepresentation when you've already given him, you've already signed a privacy notice and consent, you've already signed a DORT. Now you've got to get a conflict of interest signed to sever that relationship before you even write that. So you got a whole bunch of extra steps in there when you're doing an assignment of that in that manner.
I agree.
Are we talking basic assignment? Are we talking when you're buying an assignment of a new place, or are we talking just a simple contract, single family home where their husband and wife are buying it and the wife is not going to be on the contract? Or are we talking assignments?
No, we're talking
assignments of full contract.
Well, truly,
Same
Tom,
thing. Same thing.
Yeah, truly, Tom, that's the same thing. If you are
If-
removing anybody from a contract or putting somebody on, that's an assignment. Okay.
So if that assignment was written with the initial contract, that the buyers have the ability to assign without the seller's knowledge, or having that pre-signed, is that good enough? Or are we doing a second acknowledgement of assignment?
Well, at this point, that's what they wanted. They wanted this particular project. They wanted an assignment contract that removed the boyfriend from a girlfriend and put on the buddy, because the girlfriend and the boyfriend split before completion. So yeah, what they're looking for is an all-out contract that in fact sells that.
Yeah, they're looking for a full assignment contract. But as I said, Scott, I've got real problems with that as far as agency relationships, doing it that way. Because now you've got a real concern, because you've already established and had an agency relationship with said individual, and you're writing the assignment contract. And at what point in time do we take care of both ends as far as removing and or adding people? That's a concern. And council has not thought about that in any way, shape, or form.
Probably not, but we'll stir the pot there, my friend. I haven't got a clean answer for that one. Yesterday I was just trying to keep a deal together. So today I got to figure out how to make the rest of it work. The good thing is the developer was happy. Once we got the contract they wanted, he went, okay, fine, no problem. And yeah, again, this particular one is one of those ones that happened 2 years ago, and the property's worth 200 grand more. So the buyer was very concerned about keeping it together. But yes, there's more conversation. We'll get back to you on that, right? Right, Gary? We'll get it done. Yeah. All right. Anyway, how about somebody who can talk about money? If anyone want to do a revision of what's happening with the Canadian interest rates? Who's going to bow into this one today?
I think it might be my turn. I'm not sure. Ron, did you go last week or?
It's your turn, Darren.
My
There you
turn.
go.
Yay.
Hi, cake lady.
All right, so interest rates. Interest rates still low, but they have been creeping up over the last week. We are seeing 5-year fixed rates with some lenders getting up to around 2.5 to 2.75%. So roughly 2.49 to 2.74, depending if it's insured or 30-year amortization and all that. So rates have crept up a little bit. I mean, obviously, for anyone who's been around for a while, the rates are still extremely low, but they have gone up probably over the last month. They've gone up about a full percentage point over the last maybe month or two. So that does make a little change in affordability. The qualifying rate for the stress test is still at 5.25, which it had gone up to earlier in the year. So that hasn't changed. So the increase in the rates will not change how much your clients qualify for. Prime rate is still the same at 2.45. What we have seen with the variable rates actually is the discounts have gone the other way, where the variable rates have gotten cheaper. We're seeing discounts off prime anywhere from 1% for conventional type mortgage to prime minus 1.3 for a high ratio. So that's getting to some high ratio variable rates down to 1.15. That's the interest rate. So quite a very economical alternative, considering that leaves a lot of space for prime rate to increase before it even catches up to where the 5-year rate is right now. So a lot of people now looking back, looking at the variable rates, and then your conservative people looking to lock in as well. Other than that, we've got lots of different types of mortgages that a lot of lenders have opened up a B side of lending, where they're lending rates, mortgages out at rates, 1 to 2% higher than their regular AAA business. Just to attract a little bit of that business in that where clients are not conforming or qualifying at your regular qualifying means. So a lot of money out there to be lent out. Rates are still low. Yeah, that's what I got today.
That's it, yeah. And but we missed the phone number. What is that phone number again?
Oh, 604-220-5944.
Nice,
I think I
nice.
got that written down somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, well, we'll have to, actually I'll have to go see what, what Darren's reviews are like, right? Check it out.
Yeah, I do have a
Five-star
Google page.
reviews.
I think I've got about
Five-star
35
reviews.
reviews. So
You have a Google page, Darren? Good.
I do, yeah. I started it a year or two ago. I generally, after every deal is closed, I send out an email to my client with a link to my Google page, asking them if they enjoyed the service, if they wouldn't mind putting a review either on Google or on Facebook, just to try to build up those reviews, because people they've never heard of you. They do Google your name.
They
They do.
absolutely
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do it.
I absolutely do it. The other thing they said is if you do ask for reviews, somewhere in your ask, you should imply that you're looking for a 5-star review, right? And set the bar high. And if the vision is that if they aren't going to give you a 5-star review, it's less likely they will give you a 1-star review. So anyway.
Yeah. Generally, what I'll say in my email, Scott, is that I'm looking for a review. If they enjoyed the service and want to share it, then here's the link. If they had any issues with the service, then to contact me immediately, and it would be rectified. So that's how I've approached that angle.
Yeah.
So.
No, I agree, 100%. There you go. Thanks for the share. I appreciate you coming out. It's always nice to figure out who's giving away all the money these days. So it's nice to have people still doing it. So good. Anyway, I think that's ends my part of the informative part. Anybody who are interested in sharing what your life's looking like and what your real estate world is more probably what we're interested in. But we want to hear about you too. Anyway, if anybody doesn't care to share or doesn't want to, go down to the bottom of your page, go into the reactions there. You just give me an X out, and I won't pester you. But in the meantime, I'd love to hear from all of you if you got a second or more. But I'll start in my top right corner, and I don't want to wake Elmer up because he's probably sleeping. All right. Anyway, how about Elisa? What you doing, man? How are you? You're looking fine.
Good. We have clients looking, like everybody, looking for stuff. I have a client looking for property in Langley. Doesn't matter if there's anything on it, 3/4 of an acre and up, around the $2 to $3 million mark. It's the land that's more important, not necessarily what's on it, because they're prepared to tear it down. But it's got to be a fairly decent piece of property with not on a busy road.
Okay.
So if anybody has something that they're sleeping on, sleeving, you're laughing, Robin. What's going
This
on?
market?
Tell them I got a really nice mobile home lot in Abbotsford coming. It's
Yeah.
not a busy street.
Yeah, they're not into the mobile home. Sorry.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, thanks for the share. I appreciate you coming out. Hey, Mr. Herman, buddy, nice to see you. How about we hear what your world looks like? What's happening?
Well, I've been not helping been around for a month because I just got this little puppy here.
Oh, that's awesome.
Look at that.
Yeah.
So I haven't been in the office much, which has been extremely difficult. And even though I'm home and I can work from home, I haven't. So I'm back. It's been a month. I'm back.
Oh, so what happened is your visa bill came in, like you got that email
Yeah.
going, oh shit.
And I'm like, oh wait, there's no money coming in. So
right.
we do have a rancher in Fleetwood coming up. It's Colette's listing though. We're doing an open this weekend. It's on like a 6,000 square foot lot. I think it's around 1.2 million, 1.3 million. Needs some work. It's like original. It's nice. It's well kept. It's just an older lady was living in it. So
Nice.
that'll be up this week.
That'll be it. Well, the puppy is nice, buddy. I know you and I were talking about dogs earlier. Nice that you found something that'll work for you. It's nice.
Yeah, so I think I saw you in Kits with your golden retriever, right?
Yeah. He's Anyway, I'll look forward to seeing you walking down there again. Only thing is, we'll be at the dog park. So
Yeah, exactly. I'll bring her to the office when she's not pissing and shitting everywhere. All right.
Ouch.
Now she's attacking something, so.
All right, with that, we'll move. I went perfect. Anyway, Dan, thanks for the very candid comments, buddy. You're awesome. Anyway, how about Mr. Roby? Roby, my friend, I see you're here this morning. Nice to have you. What's going on?
Yeah, well, I had to wake up early this morning to get here to the meeting. So
Well, we appreciate that effort. Just the same, you know. We see that you put your, did your hair up and you got all ready to go. It's nice.
I did, yep. I made
Yeah.
up the first thing so I could look presentable.
Oh.
The biggest problem I'm finding with the market is finding some places. I've got people who want to sell, and then they start looking around and say, "Well, I was going to look at that house, and it sold in 3 days." So, because I always tell people, make sure you have a place to go, because I'm not having to move in with me.
Yeah.
So, that's
I agree. You know, that 2 and 3 day turnaround, pretty common. So,
and Elisa was looking for some Langley land. I got something coming up, but it's on probably two of the busiest streets in Langley. So right on the corner.
well, maybe if the land's big enough, couldn't they be in the back corner, Elisa? Hidden behind the trees, maybe?
Yes, not that big.
So happy. All right. Anyway, I appreciate the share. Thanks for coming out and sharing a little of your life. How about Mr. Zachary? What's going on with you, Mr. Zachary? Let's hear from you. What are you doing these days?
There you go.
Yeah.
No, yeah, writing offers. I got two different buyers looking for just a nice split level or 2-story Fleetwood. We lost another home last night. 9159 161 Street, asked 1.450, sold 1.585 non-subject. A 32-year-old 2-story 3-up in a game zone crawl, like holy smokes.
Yeah. Amazing, yeah. Yeah.
Just even Matt, Matt's 4-level split. We lost out on that one with another couple, holy.
It's all good. You're not in this market alone. We all feel that because it's pretty common. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for sharing. But keep writing those offers. One of them will stick. You'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, how about our new guy, Jeevan, man? Can we hear from you, Mr. Singh? How are you? Jeevan is
doing well.
Jeevan is brand new to the business, right out of the box. Got his license 6 days ago.
Yes, sir. I'm doing well. Have a few buyers lined up already looking for 2 detached homes in Fleetwood, Surrey area. So I have to go. I'm meeting with Gary tomorrow to go over a few of the tools and whatnot, but still doing my initial onboarding, learning a few of the tools, been playing with that this morning. And then hopefully before end of the week, should be writing up a few deals and then getting them going.
Oh, you're an optimist, buddy. I love it. That's awesome. Yeah, for sure. Let's do the business, man. That's outstanding. Anyway, I appreciate you coming out. Thanks for sharing with it. And yeah, I'm sure everyone will be watching for you because if you're going to take some listings and do some deals, let's all make some money together. So nice to have you. All right, Mr. Bellhumor, how about you? What's going on with you, man?
It's all good. Looking into maybe getting back to the food bank.
Oh. I
don't know how many people have got on. I've noticed there that they're starting to get that. The executive director, Fiza, is leaving the food bank at the end of the year, and she's moving on to bigger and better things. And they're opening up to volunteers a bit. I'm just trying to coordinate what days. I've been talking back and forth to the volunteer coordinator there. They have a whole bunch of availabilities for us to go and just work on the back and sort items. But I've kind of said we'd like to do be on the front line. So we're seeing how that'll all look like. Do we have everybody in the office on that WhatsApp link?
Everyone was added. There have been people who dropped off of it by choice, though.
Okay. Because I kind of mentioned it on the WhatsApp who's interested, and I got out of the 96 people working for us, we got 10. So that'll be probably a little bit tight, but we'll see how that works.
All right.
But anybody who's interested, let me know.
I'm in, Paul.
Yep, I got. Okay, yeah.
I'm in too as well. If you have not done that, if you're not gone out and stood for 4 hours, usually in a bit of the cold, It's an amazing price to pay. Go and show up. It's you'll leave there very humble for sure. And when you see what people have or don't have, and they're all happy. So anyway, pretty amazing.
I missed going there. It was a good thing we were doing for a couple, it's been a couple of years. So yeah, if we get back at it, that'd be
Been
great.
8 years. It's almost been 8 years that we've been on that.
Yeah, but I mean, it's been almost a couple of years since we've been there now, right?
Yeah, since we've been there, yeah.
So they've
Yeah, so
changed
it's
location.
gonna look different. I just haven't figured out how it'll look yet.
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks.
We'll find, well, the normal regulars from history will all be there, and hopefully we can drag a few more in with us. So
I haven't talked to them yet. If everybody needs to be double vaxxed or anything, have to see about how that all plays out.
oh yeah, I never thought of that. Yeah, and vaccinated is wow. Sorry, you need to be vaccinated. That's the world.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry. Anyway, hello, Mr. McConnell, buddy. I'm super excited having you this morning. Unmute yourself. What's going on with Mr. McConnell these days?
It's good to be here. Nice to see everybody.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And, we probably get, I don't know, what do you guys think? Probably a couple of calls a month from different people that say, oh, geez, I should have been in real estate, or I'm thinking about getting my real estate license. What do you think? It's like, yeah, people never do it. I got a call from Javan not probably 2 months ago to say, yeah, I think I'm ready. I said, yeah, good for you, guy. You go for it. Give me a call when you're done. And I'm looking at the name. I said, I know that freaking name. Sure enough, before he had the scruff on his face, and as soon as he opened his mouth, it was like, holy shit, this kid makes things happen.
Yeah.
It's going to be, it's awesome to see you, Javan. Really is.
Absolutely.
Challenges in the real estate market, we all have them. Where South Surrey townhouse, 3,400 square feet, offers coming in last night. It's a separation. Well, it's and
Be
the
careful.
full price offer, expectations of the seller were way higher. There's 13 showings beside a cemetery.
Well, hey, that's a quiet neighbor. That's a really nice quiet neighbor.
Yeah, especially Halloween. There's a lot of action tonight. That was a place to be. So, the 14 showings, 2 offers, one ridiculously low, one at ask. The guy's probably going to screw it up. What do you do? It is what it is. Buyers, I got lots of them. Sellers, I got a few coming up, but we're all sort of in the same boat. And the word of the day is caution. Had an old couple, they lived in a 45 plus building. They brought in a grandson, had to move out, had to sell their place.
Oh, really?
Trying to get out right away. Now there's no place for them to go. They're paying $150,000, $200,000 more without the
Strata
age
forced them out,
restriction.
Tommy?
Pardon me?
Strata forced them out?
Basically, yeah, they've been giving them letters,
Wow.
unfortunately, but yeah, no, it's definitely a challenging workspace. And especially now that, we've got the BCREA hard on our ass. We basically just got to keep everything clean and keep our heads up. And I think on the positive side, as real estate agents, we're probably making more money than we've ever made. So, we've got things coming at us from every angle. That's it for me.
Yeah, thanks for the share. It's really nice to have you out. And I really sing the same song as Mr. McConnell there. Those who talk about getting into business, you know what? They come in with this vision that all you're going to do is cash checks and play golf. That ain't the plan. That ain't it. So
Go to Vegas.
Going to Vegas. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, whatever that looks like. But there are obviously ones that do make it, and it's nice to see, and it's very, very nice to have our new guy here. So he's a doer. I think he'll be fine. But even he'll get it done. I'm positive. But anyway, thanks for the input. How about Mr. Dennis, Mr. Katyak? How are you, my friend? You're looking good. You got your aviator headset on. Looks appropriate.
Thank you. I didn't get to Vegas, but I thought I'd get to Campbell River for a few weeks, get up there, and immediately after 3 days, get a phone call saying, come down, I need to sell my place. So spent a week down here, sold that place and went back up and then get another phone call. I got to buy a place. So back down again. And now we sold the place, or we bought the place last night. And I don't know if I'm going to go back up. I don't want to run back and forth. But anyway, we got buyers, and we're working through just like everybody else. It's difficult in this market, but it is what it is, and you just help. The big thing is managing people's expectations.
I think that's a great summation.
Well said, yes.
Because that's expectations, and another challenge you have is sometimes you're not aware of their expectations. When Tom was talking about getting, multiple offers, and then in the end, it didn't happen, right? And the seller's looking at you going, why didn't that happen? So,
exactly.
I guess the question I would have with that, Scott, is, I think if there's one thing that we're all feeling right now is that, we work together, but as real estate, it's a relatively lonely business. You're on your own. Where, I've been said by clients that you guys are all on your own little islands. People come to your island to work with you. So, one of the greatest parts about being with Remax 2000 in the past was the communication. When there was a, so-called double ender in the office, there was 50-50. Like when some of the old boys were here and, older than me, and, now those guys are gone now, and, we've got the new up and coming. So, how do we, is there lines that we can cross? Tom gets a listing, and Don's got a buyer that's looking for it, and you want to help your associates out the best you can. Agencies on our ass to say that we can't hold favoritism. Like, is there something that we can do as an accumulative organization to be able to say, look, this is what we can do to help each other out? Because we get the notifications to say the new listings in the office. It's like, it still doesn't really give us the edge that we should by working in the same office. I don't know if I'm just throwing it out there because I know we're all seeing those challenges. And if we can work together as a team, because that's basically what we are, I think we're all going to be better professionals and help our clients. And that's the bottom line. So I don't know if there's any comments on that.
Well, everything you said is correct. I mean, that's the culture and the things that we've always had it's still there. But sadly, it's been very difficult to bring people together, as we know. I'm hoping in the new year that we can go back to physical meetings and make things happen in a much more sense than what we had in the past. And I know Joe Hall's waiting for his breakfast pizza. He's been here for almost a year, well, more than a while anyway, and he hasn't had his breakfast pizza yet. So we'll get that done at some point. But I mean, everything you said is correct. The sharing and making us more powerful is what obviously I've tried to make you do. The listing email thing at the end of the day, that is one of the many ways that we've tried to make sure that everybody knows what the bodies in the building are doing. And in this format here, come and talk to people. That's just seeing people on screen makes a difference. That's really it's nice to have you out, Mr. McConnell, and everyone else that shows up, because that few minutes we have together, it does make us stronger for sure. So, anyway, thank you very much. Mr. Joe Hall, you got something to talk about? We don't get to see you right now. You must be moving around. What's happening in your real estate business?
I've been losing weight because I'm starving, waiting for that free pizza.
Yeah. Well,
I got a hard time answering a question that people are asking me, which is why is the inventory so low? Like, why are people not listing? Like, what are you guys telling your clients when they ask you that? Like, what is causing the low inventory? Why? I know they're selling, but why are people not listing?
Yeah, I get the same question, but my answer is always the same, that people are saying that if I sell it, where will I go?
Yeah,
we're in a real catch-22 market right now. We're in an absolute catch-22 market. And every one of us has clients that want to sell. Every one of us has clients that want to sell, but are absolutely hesitant right now because there's no product out there. They'll have no problem selling their house. They'll have a huge problem finding a house. So we've got literally half the market is sitting on the fence right now, wanting to sell, but are hesitant.
I
You
think
know,
part of
it's
that
not-
also, oh, sorry.
It's not just local, it's across North America in many
Thank you.
markets.
Absolutely true, Dennis.
So what is it?
That's the crazy part.
Is it gonna be spring market that's gonna make a turn?
Gosh, let's hope so, Rob.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, I hate to say this, that crystal ball is not really clear.
No,
I believe that people certainly in Lower Mainland are starting to get whatever price beat up, and especially the buyers, because they're working hard to trying to buy something in that
I call
bargain.
it price fatigue, Scotty, price fatigue. 'Cause
I
right now
think
it's-
also too, the way that we're being forced to sell real estate today has really scared people away, because
Absolutely.
as a real estate agent, you go ahead and you list a place today. And even if you know a realtor that's got a perfect buyer for it tomorrow, you're not holding your client a justice by bringing that person in. You have to hold it off for a week. So
Thank you.
we've created our own demise here, unfortunately, and we've got a governing body that's looking over our heads very, very, very hard to say that, if we don't sell real estate this way, we're leaving money on the table and we're making ourselves liable. So, we painted ourselves into a corner on this marketplace, and I don't know what the solution is going to be. I do know what the solution is going to be. It's going to be government intervention like it was a few years ago, and that's going to be a short-term Band-Aid solution. So
I think you're a little bit, I think it's a little bit, assuming that we are controlling the market is a bit of a myth.
no, we're not. We're not.
We're
but
not
we're being-
controlling it.
we're
To
being
say
forced.
to say that we created this, I don't think is accurate. I think because you have a fiduciary duty to get your seller the most money he can get. Period.
That's not what I
So
said,
the
Paul.
guy
I did
from-
not say that we've created this. I said the industry of the way that we're being governed has created it. We're being governed to sell real estate a specific way, and if we don't, we're presumed as not working for our client. I'm not
I
saying
agree.
that we as a cumulative body have created this. It started back in 2016. Even before that, multiple offers have always been going on, but they haven't been going on for every single listing. But there's no way out.
So,
Right.
so I'm
I
gonna,
don't see a solution at the end of the day that this is all going to go away unless we see another 30,000 listings hit the board. And even then, I think they're going to get cleaned out.
so I'm gonna step in. When I was in Australia, I went to an auction, and I'm hearing a lot of chatter about, well, it should be more open, and instead of what they call blind bidding, it should go to auction. And they are having the same problems we are having now. The auction situation does create, when I watched it, I mean, that was a long time ago, it does create its own frenzy, the same as multiple offer situation. So I don't know, like, we can't disclose what the other offers are. So everybody's saying, well, that's not fair, but if they go to an auction situation, it creates its own animal. I don't know what the answer is. I
don't think the way we're doing business right now is much short of an auction. I mean, we're effectively doing that, but we're
Exactly.
holding out for weeks,
Absolutely.
or days even, or weeks before we're collecting offers. That's what we're doing. We're basically telling people, look, here's you come with your best offer, and the ultimate thing is, you got to throw everything you got in every offer with any likelihood that you're going to be successful. And even then, like I said, when lots of buyers are not to the point where they're even able to compete, they can look at a listing price and say, yeah, I can do that. But then the thing sells for, $200,000, 20% more, and just blows them out of the water. So,
Yeah, and I think that's part of what's creating this market, for the whole real estate equation. The guy sells his house and he wants to buy something. We can't give him a number.
Yeah.
This is what it's going to cost you. Does that fit in your budget? The top end, we don't know what it's going to be because it's changing every day.
right.
So maybe a little bit of a blip in some interest rates would help. and slow things down. I don't know.
I don't think so.
I'm not sure the interest rate will, only because I'm not sure the interest rate will do it. In history, when they have raised the rate drastically, it just destroyed the business. Like it just threw it off. It just threw it off the rails. So the Bank of Canada in the way they're doing it now is they're looking for that to create that gradual increase, which isn't really doing what they hope to do because people don't feel it. It's like turning up the heat ever so slowly. And then at some point, that when you put the frog in the water, he boils to death. Well, that's what they're doing. Is their goal is to raise the interest rate, or I shouldn't say it's well, I think it is because I watched this Bank of Canada guy a couple of weeks ago, and he said their goal is to raise the rate another 1% from where they are by next summer. Well, Darren made a great comment, said they've already raised it 1 point, and he definitely confirmed that. But their goal again is to raise it another point in the next 7 to 10 months. I think that their idea is to cool the market off a little bit. But then you multiply that by the pandemic thing. People are not through this pandemic physically or mentally. So the idea that we want to move forward, gosh, I really do, really, really bad. But there are so many people who are just not in a position to mental position or physical position to do that. So. Tom's got a great point to make is, we are between a rock and a hard place. We can't make our clients happy by giving them great guidance. We have to play this dog and pony show. Do you sell first? Do you buy first? And then when you buy first, then you go and you got to corner, a mortgage person, and you're saying, oh, by the way, I just bought a $1.5 million property and I got no money, but I got a nice house I want to sell. Those are conversations I'm sure Carol and Darren and Ron just love to hear. By the way, I need a big mortgage.
Ask a question, Scotty. How many
Not
of
to
us?
beat
Sorry,
the subject any further, but we're all doing our legal updates and everything else. And the last legal update that I did is they're telling me that when an offer comes in, that I write an offer for my client and I take all of the subjects and I put a big line through the subjects and I get them to initial it, is basically you sunk your client. That client doesn't have a claim against that seller. That buyer doesn't have a claim against that seller. And you could be held liable because you removed those conditions by Xing them out. And on the flip side of that, when you're working for a seller, that's what you want to see happen. So, when there's a change in the market, as a cumulative body, we suffer because we're the ones that are in the trenches of this thing. So we're writing offers of people that houses that are at the top of their affordability. They don't have proper finance, and we're calling Darren to say, just get it done. And it's, we just have to be the word of the day is caution. I don't want to be, that's my word of the day for me, is to be cautious on what's going on out there.
Absolutely. Do your due diligence. That's your job. Do your due diligence. Make sure your clients are well informed, making good decisions. And the more information we give them, the better decisions they can make. It's as simple as that. And at the end of the day, how many of us are telling us, go talk to the banker before we even put that house in the market? Go talk to the banker. Maybe we should purchase first before we sell. Interim financing. I've seen more interim financing in this market than ever before, because that's what's working right now. We adjust to the market. We adjust to the market, and we do our business decision making because of the market. We don't dictate the market. The market dictates to us, and we have to protect our clients and ourselves accordingly. That's always been the game in real estate. And whenever the market changes in the manner that it does, absolutely we're held accountable, and absolutely we're responsible for our actions. Nothing changes there, Tom.
Yeah, I think your point is well considered when you are having your clients write unconditional offers. Educate, communicate, big time.
Absolutely, you've got to make sure they're well informed of the decisions they're making. You've got to make sure that they know at the end of the day, when we stroke all those subjects, we're taking a chance. We're taking a chance on what we're buying and how we're buying it. And I know that's tough. There's no disputing that. It puts a lot of pressure on a lot of people, but there's nothing we can do about it as realtors. Yeah. This is the market right now. We got to work with it.
Yeah, I think so too. There you go. Anyway, that was a interesting conversation, to say the least. I hope everybody has a sense of something out of that. But as far as the council coming down on us as an individual writing unconditional offers, like I said, the communication factor has to be huge. Documentation on your side, making sure that they have some sense or comfort that they are in in control, and realize that this is no turning back. Once you sign the paper and they get in, the deposit check's gone, it's a done deal. You're gonna have to figure out how to get to the finish line if you haven't already done that. So anyway, it's all good. I don't know, I've kind of lost track. Who did I miss here? Anybody? Eleanor, do you want to talk on real estate? I don't know. Did I tell you to or no? Can't remember.
I'm okay, I'm good,
Oh, well, we know you're good.
Writing offers, and I'm glad to say that I just finished my down PDPs, because my license is up for renewal next January, February, something.
Nice.
That's about it,
Cool. Well, I got a couple hands up there. How about Miss Dory? You got your hands up and waiting. I just realized it was there. Sorry.
That's okay.
With that part of my screen, but what can we hear from you today?
Well, I posted something on the WhatsApp. I have a builder client who has 2 homes for sale, but the address, they're currently under construction. They're finished in May. As far as I know, they're not listed. I don't know that he's looking for a realtor, but he is looking for a client. They're under construction, recently started, and it looks like I wrote North Vancouver, but I didn't. It's the River District in Vancouver. It's on Kent North, not North Vancouver.
That's pretty south, yeah.
Yes, just above, or just really close to Marine Drive. And one's 2,000 square feet, the other one's 2,900, both finished in May. He's just estimating prices right now, but I guess if he had somebody that was interested, they could custom some of the insides.
Nice. So it's single family though, eh?
Single family, yes.
Oh, nice. For sure.
And they're right next to each other.
You have the address, so we can get an idea.
I do.
Yeah,
I'll put it on WhatsApp.
Okay,
Right.
thank you. Yeah.
Perfect. Cool. All right. Thanks for the hand up. How about Mr. Joe Hall's got his hand up too. What's
I
going
got a
on?
question.
Man?
I got a question about pizza again. I went to the hockey game the other day. There's, I don't know, 15,000 people there. Why can't we have an office meeting? I mean, the restaurants are having big groups now, and like it just seems to me that I don't know what's the fear now.
The simple fear is Boston Pizza won't do it. Okay.
Too bad.
Yeah, but they are. They're worried, not worried. They're not prepared to do the policing with the requirement, because they got to check every single person, right, for their vaccination. And Jonathan said he's just not up to it yet. He said, well, he's gotten shy too. And so at this point, yeah, the answer is not going to happen. So
What about office meetings, like in the office?
Well, that we could do that, but we have a space problem then, right?
Yeah.
All we got is a boardroom, right? And traditionally, I'm happy to try something. The deal I have with Jonathan right now is that he's prepared to start doing it in January, which is not too far away. But being practical, that's the space has always been the challenge of doing it physically in the office. So yeah. Anyway, that's where I'm at. I'm happy to do something internally if you want.
Are we having a Christmas party?
I can't even get that. The restaurant we did the Christmas party, they won't do that either.
That's
so Dominion. I was online with them, and they have a new manager, which is fine. But at this point, they're not prepared to do a Christmas party. Again, it's police. They don't want to be the police when people, as far as the vaccinations and the masks, because the rules are still in. You can sit in groups, but once you get up, you're supposed to wear a mask. And he says, how do I? Well, that's what Jonathan's problem is. He says, how do I police that? And then the other part with Boston Pizza is that they cannot have a buffet kind. They have to serve, right? So you can't have everybody going up and grabbing a pizza because that's at this point not an option. So
just on the buffet thing, I was in TNT Market, the one in Surrey Central yesterday or the day before, and they have I was shocked. They have a buffet that people can pick up food hot food. I was like, I didn't think it was allowed. It's not a restaurant, it's self-serve, but it was like, ooh. Ew.
So you sent Paul to the line?
That's right.
Yeah.
Brought him back some COVID chicken. No.
It was fresh. Anyway, Robbie, I appreciate your input and I'm trying to make it happen. I'm working on it. And, I need some participation from some outside people. And at this point in time, they're not helping. So they're not into it. I think the restaurant Treeline uses too for their meal, for their thing, they turn them down as well. So it's not a case of just one business is doing it. It seems that sense is that nobody wants to do it. And at least not at this point. So if things change between now and we have, I think, we have a date on there of December 11th, I believe. So if somehow they kick the door open and they make it, we have a date. So there's a thought. And it works for us, right? At least December 11th. Anyway, anybody else got something out? I've kind of gone a long time today, and I'm very happy to have you all come out. And I don't know, you know who I didn't hear from? Oh, Brent. Brent, you got anything to talk about, buddy? I'm sorry, that I missed you.
No.
All right, that's it. Thanks for coming. Anyway, I just want to thank everybody for coming. I appreciate the fact that we're all out and the sharing makes us more powerful. I have recorded the session, so those of you who'd like to watch it again, I know all of you are there. So there'll be a link shared in the meeting notes today. Do your best, get some other people to come out because, again, the more we have, the more powerful we are. And you guys are all realtors. Go sell something. Have a great week. Rock and roll.
Go list something.
Yeah.
List something, yeah.
Whatever that looks like. Anyway, have a great week and I look forward to seeing you. Cheers.
You too.
Great. Thanks, Scotty.